introducing yourself. Let me just quickly look at that. I see Faith from the UK. Hi Faith, welcome to the session. All right, so let's just kickstart. Let's get it started. People that would join us along the way, they would get to be more into the conversation. So who are we? Who is coming to you here? Who created this mastermind and what's really going on, right? We have Adiza Suleiman. He is the co-founder of Tenalytics and also he's the founder of Tenalytics and the co-founder of Amdari. He is also the founder bringing to you Talent Loop, okay, and he has helped over, let's just estimate it to over 3,000 people. So he's literally helped over 3,000 people land jobs and transition seamlessly from a non-technical background into a technical background and also land their first job. So you can see that we're not bringing to you a practice, we're not bringing you into something that we are not sure about. We have experts and professionals that have helped multiple people. So trust me when I say that you are in the right place. So his experience spans across being a data science consultant across the UK, US, Canada currently, and he's also been in the capacity of a data analyst, business performance for Sahara Groups, and also a data analyst consultant. So he has a wealth of knowledge over a decade of experience, which he has used to really hold together Tenalytics, Amdari, and Talent Loop, which you're here with me today. Okay, so who else is here with you? I am Victory, and I'll be your host for this session. So I'm a data Victory Brown, as in brown color. Yes, don't judge. All right, so I'm a data-driven growth strategist, and I have expertise across data analytics, data, healthcare, tech entrepreneurship, and marketing. So usually what I focus mainly on is to help professionals such as yourself transition seamlessly either into the tech space or any other role through expert career advice and guidance. So it's going to be an interactive session. And if you have any form of questions, you want to get clarity on anything, feel free to share. Okay, so it's going to be that kind of session where you get to learn, and also I'm learning from you guys too. So currently I'm serving as a growth associate with Amdari and also Talent Loop. Okay, enough about me. We're not here for me, we are here for you. I love to say that because it's not about me today. So I want to put this out there. I mean, have you ever worked for those of you that you've had the opportunity to actually get interviews, you've had a situation where you actually got an interview? Have you ever gone into some of these interview sessions and after the interview you just feel like, oh, I didn't do well, I should have done better? If you've been in this kind of situation before, just give me a thumbs up. I want to know the kinds of people I'm talking to. I mean, have you been in a situation where you were answering some of these questions and your heart was pounding so hard, you were just feeling like you should just enter under the ground, or you should just bury yourself in during the interview because you didn't even know what to say, or you were scared, or you feel like you said something that you should not have said? If you've been here before, give me a thumbs up. I want to see you guys. Don't be shy. Don't feel bad. It happens to the best of us. Just give me a thumbs up. I want to know if you've been in this. Okay, I can see Abdullah. I can see Joe. I want you to know that it is not peculiar to you. It happens to the best of us. Trust me, you are not the first person that has gone into an interview ground feeling like I should have done better, or you've gone in there without being adequately prepared, right? Then you go fumble. It's not your fault, maybe partly your fault, but let's not dwell on that. Okay, but trust me, you're not the first person, neither would you be the last. But when you think of an interview as a strategic way to land a job, that's when things are going to turn around for you. But if you still keep looking at the interview as just a way to have conversation with the recruiter, trust me, it's going to keep feeling like that. So after this session today, trust me, you're going to go into these interviews and you wouldn't repeat some of those mistakes you made during your previous interviews, okay? So I can guarantee you of that. Now, why are interviews not just regular conversations? A common mistake that a lot of professionals make is that you think of an interview as just you discussing with the recruiter. You think about it as, it's just we're just chatting, right? Yes, it's good to make the conversation sound, it's good for you to build that rapport so it doesn't look like everybody is all uptight and all of that. But I want you to have it at the back of your mind at all times that this is not just a regular conversation. This is the only way I am going to get a job. This is the only way I can sell myself to the recruiter. So once you think about this at the back of your mind, that whatever you're doing is about you landing a job at the end of the day, you're going to be more strategic about it. So when you get into an interview call, you need to understand that that is a very strategic moment for you to tell your story, like for you to really package yourself as a professional, because these guys are literally, they are evaluating you. It's an evaluation process. They are there. I mean, they have a very busy schedule, and you really think that they would hop on a call with you just to chat? No, they want to hire talent, and you need to be able to convince them that you're the right person for hire. That's why it is not just a conversation. And trust me, behind all those fake smiles you see, cheers during an interview, those guys are listening and looking out for red flags. Red flags that would say, no, this person can't work with us. They are literally looking for red flags. So the next time you go into an interview hall or an interview ground or a video conference for an interview and all of that, you should have it at the back of your mind that they're looking for red flags. If let's take it out of the interview, let's take it out of the serious stuff. If you're the one looking for a partner and you're ready to get married, right? Trust me, your conversations with people wouldn't just be random conversations. It's you evaluating these people if they are the perfect fit for you or not, right? So think of an interview in the same light, right? I want you guys to really understand that this thing it's a very serious matter. It's not something you take lightly, especially if you're trying to either upskill, you're trying to transition, or you're literally trying to land a job in general. You shouldn't be joking about stuff like this, because these guys are evaluating you on how you can communicate. They're evaluating your confidence. They're even evaluating how well you handle pressure, because yes, they've seen your CV, they've seen that you're great at all this stuff, right? So this conversation is just to gauge how can you communicate, can you handle the pressure, can you relate your experience in a way that is convincing, because you're the same person, you're going to represent them once they hire you. So they want to be sure of the kind of person they are bringing on board. That's how you should see an interview. And you should understand that you're not just telling your story, you're also framing your career narrative. So when you get there, you should be strategic about it. Have a plan, prepare, right? Because if you don't ace that interview, you're not going to land a job. There's no two ways about it. There is literally no two ways about it. So that is why you should take it very, very seriously. Okay, so and you should understand that the interview is your first exposure to a company, to their culture, to their standards. So even if it feels friendly, even if they are laughing, even if they are smiling with you, they are also evaluating you. Okay, so it is a very intentional process, and you should also take it like an intentional process. So you should mind the things you say. You should mind your body expressions, your facial reactions. If it's on a call, if it's physical, you should be able to manage, a lot of situations and scenarios, right? Understand what you're supposed to say. Do you know the different methods of how you're supposed to express your answers? These are things that you should prepare for. You should take it, in fact, take it like a full-time job to land a job. I tell people that most of the time. So these are reasons why interviews aren't just regular conversations. For people that are just joining us, welcome to the session. Welcome. Before now, I was trying to nudge people to, share your name and where you're joining us from in the chat, so I get to know a bit about you. And I'm Victory. I'll be your host for this session. I already introduced myself, okay? All right, so what are these things? I want you to know that what you say during an interview could literally make or break your chances of landing a role. And that is the truth. Because in as much as you have something on your CV, the interview is a scenario and a situation where they get to assess your character, your thought process, your communication, and even how you handle questions, how you handle scenarios, how you handle pressure. So they are evaluating all of these things. And if you fall short, you are not going to land the role. Okay? I want you to understand this process. You've applied for the job, right? Most of these jobs would want to assess you first before the interview. So the interview is now, after the interview is when you get to know if you've landed a job or not. So it's a process. It's not just from the CV to, oh, you receive an employment email, you're hired. No, it doesn't work that way. It literally doesn't work that way. So that's why I am very, very key on taking an interview process very, very seriously. So here are like, these are what I'm going to share now are 5 dangerous things you should never, ever, ever say during a job interview. Avoid saying these things at all costs, because it might not sound so bad to you, but it is a huge major red flag when you're discussing or when you're talking about you're trying to answer questions during interview. Okay, by all means, never share these things I'm about to mention. Now, first scenario, you're in the interview and the recruiter is just asking you casually, I mean, why are you looking for a new job? It sounds casual, right? But it's never a casual question. They're trying to really understand, why did you leave your previous role? Okay, now there are people that take this question very emotionally. You think that's the point for you to start sharing all your what happened in your previous company? Oh my god, I left because my manager was toxic, I couldn't work in that kind of toxic environment, blah blah blah, yada yada. No, never ever say that, because you might feel like it's doing you better, but trust me, it's just putting you in a bad light. It's not putting the company in a bad light, it's putting you in a bad light, because now you are coming off as emotionally reactive and you're coming off as negative. It's now looking like you were actually the problem. Even if what you're saying is not wrong, it might be true, but the way you respond to this question is going to tell the recruiter that when you now leave my own company, what exactly are you going to go out there and say about me? So I want you guys to understand their thought process now. You see that it's not helping you in any way, right? So how would you answer this kind of question? You don't need to put anybody in a bad light when you're answering this question. You just need to understand, okay, you tell the recruiter that you're looking for a better environment to learn. You know, you can mention what you want to learn, the different soft skills and everything that you want to upskill into and learn, right? Relate it back to the experience you want to gain with their company. Now you see that this time you don't need to put anybody in a bad light. You're literally just sharing that you're seeking for new opportunities because you want to maybe improve on what you already know, or what your previous company wasn't giving you as much as what you expected, and now you want to find a better, something that fits into what you want. You can paint that, you can sugarcoat it without sounding like you hated your former boss. That's literally just what I'm trying to say. So for the first red flag, I don't want you to ever go into an interview hall explaining or telling the recruiter how bad your previous job was. Never do that. In fact, when dating, I love using dating because I see it as you're looking for a partner at the end of the day, right? You don't go into a dating scene telling your new partner how bad your previous partner treated you. It's you downselling yourself. That's just it. Now, what's the second thing? Let's go into the second one, right? Now, the second red flag, you might be thinking that this doesn't happen, but trust me, it happens a lot. And it happens to people that probably didn't prepare, or people that either you get stage fright and you seem to forget stuff, right? Now, the recruiter asks you, can you walk me through your experience at, let's just use Talent Loop, for example. You can insert Talent Loop into company X. So let's read it again. Can you walk me through your experience at Talent Loop? Instead of you to go ahead and walk them through your experience, you go as far as saying it's on my resume. I mean, they actually read it. They looked through your resume before bringing you up for that interview. So for them to ask you that question, they want to understand if you can communicate the impact you made for that particular company. And trust me, we even have strategies to express this. So if you are ever going into an interview, you should be prepared. You should have all of this clearly written out somewhere, or you just have it prepared handy. We have the STAR method. You should be able to structure your answers in such a way that even your answer doesn't come off as rehearsed, because this is a question that's going to come up a lot of times. So you telling the recruiter that, oh, it's already on my CV, you can go through my CV to look at my work experience, it's like you're coming off as arrogant. Who exactly are you? I'm the one that wants to give you the job, so why are you telling me to go look back at your CV? Come on, right? So this is also a very dangerous thing to say, because if you come off as dismissive, it's just going to tell them that either what you have on your CV is a lie, or you can't just communicate. Those are the two things it's going to tell them, and that's not a good look for you if you want to land a job. So to avoid having this kind of mistakes, go into an interview hall prepared. Go in there with an idea of what you're supposed to say, how you're supposed to structure your answers. Okay, let's look at the third one. The third one, right? This also happens a lot most times. I mean, I've been in a situation whereby I was opportune to be in an interview ground where we were trying to get on board a sales professional, right? And she was asked the same question: tell me about how you handled or dealt with a difficult stakeholder or client. For her own end, it was about a client, right? So she thought that this was the point where she just had to ramble on and on about how, how difficult the client was and what she did and all of that. She was like, oh, this guy, I tried calling to make payments for something and he was just like stressing me out about it. She was rambling basically, right? Interview is not a gisting ground. Yes, it has to be conversational, but it's not a place you come to rant, right? And that's what she did, and it came off as, it felt like maybe she wasn't even enjoying the job she was doing. She was just, right? That's how she came off as. And it is a very dangerous thing for you to come into an interview ground and you're speaking so casually and unprofessionally. No matter how conversational that session is or that interview is, you need to maintain your professional demeanor, right? You need to know that at the end of the day, you're a professional and you are trying to create a first perspective, right? You're trying, this literally their first impression of you. So you need to, that's something you can control and you need to control it. Okay. So once they ask you a question like this, it's not a situation for you to come and start showing how frustrated you were and all of that. You need to be professional about it and clearly communicate how you handle the situation in a very professional manner. There are different ways you could say this, right? Sounding like a professional. Okay, so you need to be prepared to answer these kinds of questions. An interview hall is not also where you go to, guess what you're supposed to say or you're using it to test run. No, you need to have all of this handy. Okay, so when you are talking, you need to avoid using words like crazy, avoid using words like annoying, avoid using words that you should just know that unprofessionalism is not allowed, right? So you could say something like, maybe I worked with a challenging client who had a different expectation and I focused on clear communication, setting expectations, and also keeping them informed about the situation. Like, just communicate it in a more professional way. Okay, so this is the third thing you should avoid saying by all costs. Do not go and don't even, no matter how pressuring a question is, maintain your professionalism. That is all that's what I'm going to say for this particular instance. Now, for this, I didn't put a scenario because some people do it, right? You go into an interview hall, you are yet to sell yourself, you're yet to have that opportunity to really talk about your value and the value you bring to the company, and you're already discussing either paycheck or you're discussing maybe vacation and every other thing outside of your role. It's a red flag. Yes, this kind of conversation is supposed to come after you've sold yourself, after you've answered your questions, after you've done all due diligence. So if you've actually ever done this before, I want to, if you've done this before and maybe the recruiters didn't reach out to you, I want to tell you that they saw a major red flag and they ran away for them, for their business, right? So it's a red flag if you go into the interview and you're already discussing compensation up front. It's also kind of arrogant if you think about it. It's like you saying that they should not waste your time. They should just go ahead and tell you how much this is, so you wouldn't waste your time with the interview, right? Before you even get in there, you should do your research. Research is very, very important, and this is the only way you would sometimes, right? These roles, if you go on, check research and find out information more about them, you'll be able to have an understanding, or you'll be able to even gauge the range where your role comes in or where your role falls into. You do that research, so you're going in there with your full armor of what to say, right? Leave the compensation conversation for later. You've already done that research. You know what to say, you know what to expect, you know what you're expecting. All that should come after you've communicated your value, so that when you talk about it, they know that, oh, this person that is actually worth it. I mean, I could work with this, or I can't work with this. They need to be convinced first that you can do what you said you know how to do on your CV before you even talk about compensations. Okay. All right. So you have situations where the recruiter is asking you, do you have any questions? And maybe you actually don't have any questions. You just go ahead to say, oh no, I don't have any questions. Yes, it seems very, very aloof. It seems random. It seems like casual, but a recruiter would take it like you are not interested in their business, or nothing sparks your interest, you're not curious, you do not want to engage with them. That's how it's going to come off as. So when they ask you this question of, do you have any questions, you should be able to contribute. You should be able to have something to contribute, even if you may not have a question, but you should be able to show some level of curiosity. Sometimes I would say, after you've done your research, just have one or two questions already. Just have it written somewhere that you're going to ask. You could even ask a question just to clarify on something they've said. It's also going to tell them that you were listening. Okay. So when a recruiter asks you, do you have any questions? You don't just say, no, I don't, and case closed. No. Personally, I'm usually very inquisitive because I am actually interested in what you have to say. I've been listening and I'm curious. I want to know about this. I want to know about that. I have questions to ask. So I want you, the next time you have that kind of opportunity, make sure you have questions. Make sure that you're open, you're listening, and you'll be able to contribute effectively to the conversation. It says a lot about you as a professional, right? It's telling us that you listen. It's telling us that you are curious and you can communicate, you can engage with conversations. And when you get on board as maybe let's say you're later hired as maybe a project manager, they know that, okay, you're literally going to be doing the same things. You'll be able to contribute to conversations during your meetings and all of that. It's the same thing. Okay. All right. Now, I've already explained for each of these different dangerous things you should avoid saying, what you should have done better. What could you have done better? The next time a recruiter asks you, why did you leave your previous role? You need to frame that answer in a very forward-looking way without speaking bad about anybody, right? Because at the end of the day, it's not going to do you any good. And also, they are not going to go to the previous company to say, it doesn't help anyone, right? So why not turn the situation to your advantage? That's for the first scenario. Now, the second scenario, you need to confidently summarize your experience, adding context beyond what you have on your CV. Rather than just saying, oh, it's my experience you want, it's on my CV, go look at it. It sounds so dismissive. So have it handy, a very, very brief summary of your experience, the impact you made. Make sure it's structured. There are different strategies out there you could use. Particularly, I love the STAR method, right? You could use that and make sure you structure your answers in a way that makes you come off as someone that is a Very, very intellectual professional, right? Now, next time, you also need to use the structure. I've mentioned this over and over again because you need to showcase yourself as a problem solver. If you're coming on board, they're not bringing you up there just to come and maybe write queries or analyze data. They're bringing you on board to solve problems. And it's from the interview hall that you'll be able to sell your brain. You'll be able to sell your soft skills, your technical skills, and even your behavioral skills. So you have to package yourself well. You need, even if you have bad character, when you get to the interview hall, you need to pretend. You just need to, you want this job, so you need to act the part. Okay. Finally, you need to ask for additional information. If you are in a situation whereby they maybe they ask you a question that you do not know. Yes, sometimes you might not know everything, and that's okay. Okay, so if you ask a question that you don't really understand what the question is about, you could say, could you give me more information? I don't really understand. Like, could you break it down for me? Just additional questions, additional information, so that you'll be able to accurately respond to their questions, right? You'll be able to accurately respond to it rather than just, oh, I don't know, I really don't know. It's you could even say something as, I may not have that information right now, but I would follow up and do some research on that. It makes you sound like someone that is willing and open to learn. So all this is just for you to understand that an interview ground is not just a random conversation. It is the only, it's literally the only way you can land a job. So you need to take it upon yourself as a full-time job to prepare for it. Okay, it could be a lot. It could be, it is a lot. Let me not lie. I'm not here saying it's going to be easy, because you also even need to apply to jobs for you to land your first interview, right? It sounds all good, yes, but even if you're not ready, even if you've never landed an interview before, you still need to apply to jobs to get that interview. So you can see that there's a lot involved in the process, and I'm just going to estimate it. For you to even land one particular job, you need to apply to at least 100 or so, because applying to jobs is a game of numbers, right? I mean, you need to be very strategic about it, and that is even before you get to the level of having interviews. So after even getting this interview, you need to be fully 100% prepared. Okay, so how exactly, I mean, how are you going to juggle this with your everyday life? How are you going to juggle this with, maybe you have a family, you already have a job and it's demanding? How do you want to manage applying to these different jobs, landing interviews, preparing for the interviews? How do you want to manage it all by yourself? That's where we come in. Okay, we understand that a lot of you're looking to transition. I mean, it's not a terrible thing. It's not a bad thing if you currently have a job and you're secretly trying to find another job in that job. It happens to the best of us. But managing your time, it could be a problem, right? Or maybe you even have a family, you're a stay-at-home mom, you have kids, you wouldn't have time to apply for these jobs. You really wouldn't, because the level of effort it takes to effectively land a job today, for those of you that have already been in this process, you would understand how serious it is. Just give me a thumbs up if you can relate to what I am saying. If you really understand the pain of applying to so many jobs, you would know that it is not easy. Okay, so that's where Talent Loop comes in. We help you to apply to these jobs. We tailor your applications for these jobs. And the goal for us is that you get interviews that would later land you the job. And in a few minutes, I'm going to explain exactly how we do this. So at this point, I want you guys to be very, very attentive, because this could literally be your next breakthrough. This could be something that you've been waiting for a long time. Okay, so how do we help you to do this? First of all, we revamp and review your CV and your LinkedIn. These are very, very important aspects of landing a job that a lot of you take for granted. In fact, some of you, I want to call out people, but I know that some of you use just one CV to apply for 100 roles. If I'm right, if you know I'm right, just give me a thumbs up. If you're one of these people, you do not have time to be tailoring job applications every time you want to apply. You just use one CV. I mean, the CV should suffice for everything. Now, that's already a big problem. Okay, so if you are very serious about landing a job, you should be tailoring these CVs to specific jobs, and you wouldn't have the time to do that. That's why we help you to do it. Okay, so we tailor your CV for these roles. Tailoring a CV also helps it to pass through the ATS scanner, right? So for the CV to even get to the final person with it, which is the recruiter or the hiring manager, it needs to pass through certain processes. It needs to be ATS approved, okay? And it needs to be structured specifically for the job, for the role, for the country set. It goes as far as structuring it for the country, okay? So a major mistake some of you make is that you're using one CV for everything, and that is why you're not seeing results. So we have professionals on board that know all of this. They know exactly how to help you, and all you need to do is surrender. Surrender to them, and they will do the work for you. So we start with your CV. LinkedIn optimization is also a very, very important aspect of how we help you, because LinkedIn is one app that it's like a professional, should I say, it's like your online CV. Let me put it that way. And people get opportunities a lot on that app. I am a living witness of that, right? I've been in situations where I randomly just get a DM. Hi, I've gone through your profile. I love what I see. I'm interested in working with you in this capacity and all of that. I am just there. My LinkedIn is optimized. So that's why I keep getting these kinds of messages. And that is exactly what we'll do for you. We'll revamp and review, optimize your LinkedIn so it's up to par. And you're coming off as a professional. It's not going to be a situation of what I ordered versus what I got. They are going to see exactly the same reflection of who you are, both on your CV and on your LinkedIn profile. We do that for you. Now, in addition to that, we also apply to these jobs for you. We apply to tailored jobs for you. When I say tailored jobs, I know we have platforms out there like LinkedIn, we have Glassdoor, we have Wellfound, we have Indeed, all these different platforms for job applications. But there are also some of them that are more, should I say, reserved, which you've probably not heard of. So you might be wondering, where do you guys even get all of these jobs, right? We apply to at least 200 jobs for you. And we have access to platforms where there are even sponsorship jobs. We literally have to register and sign up, pay to have access to these kinds of jobs so we can apply it for you. So we manage the whole process and take the weight off your shoulder. So if you've been looking for, maybe you've been looking for a company to help you just apply for jobs and all of, we do that specifically for you. We tailor these applications to each of the job role. So you can be assured of at least 3 interviews in a span of 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. We are literally assuring you of that. And so far we have 100% success rate. So we do not even leave you until you have those interviews. Okay. Now that is the second aspect of how we help you. Let's get to the third aspect, right? I've already given you a tip into the third aspect of how we help you, right? We guarantee you interviews, and this is me telling you that we can guarantee getting you at least 3 interviews within the span of 6 to 8 weeks. Now, this is not fluff. This is not me coming to sell you a new program or whatever. This is something that we've done for people, and it tells us that we are doing the right thing. We have people from this particular people that have actually come to us and they've landed jobs, also landed interviews within the same time span. So you're rest assured that you would be able to receive the same level of results from us. All you need to do is to make sure that you come on board and also give us all the necessary information we need to help you to apply to these jobs. Now, I want you guys to also understand that we for the applications, you have to create like a new email account which would be used to apply to these jobs, because we do not want a situation where you're going to be mixing up your personal emails with your so you don't miss anything, right? So this new email you have, it's going to our specialists would also have access to it, where they get to use that particular email address to apply to these jobs for you. So you are guaranteed of these interviews. Now, once you get these interviews, we also prep you for your interviews. So, I've already mentioned earlier the different dangerous things you should never say during an interview. And there are still more things to it, right? There are still a lot more you need to learn: how to sell yourself, how to communicate your experience, how to handle technical questions, how to handle behavioral questions, how to set the tone of an interview, and even at the end of the day, landing the job and convincing the recruiter that you are the perfect person for this job. A lot is involved. You may not be able to do all this research by yourself. You may not be able to really, practice on your own. That is why we have professionals that assist you with this. So when you land an interview, they would be there to prep you for that interview so that you don't fumble it at the end of the day. So all this put together is how we help you. So you could literally see that over 80% of what is going on here is done by Talent Loop. You can go ahead with your normal day-to-day work, your day-to-day activities, your normal, you could go to work, you could continue taking care of your kids without worrying, oh, I haven't made 20 applications today, I've not done 5 applications today. We take that weight off your shoulder and we handle all of this for you. We also keep you in the loop of what happens at every point in time for transparency's sake. So you get to know what is going on, what has been done, and also the updates of what is happening. Okay, so currently we have the May batch open, and we have only 15 slots left for this particular batch. We don't like taking a lot of people, because for us there's a level of work that's involved with what we do for you. So we take only 15 people. Okay, it was 30 slots, 15 has already been taken, and we have 15 slots open for the rest of May. So if you want to take advantage of this, you have an opportunity to do so and also secure your slots, right? We do not love to take a lot of people because of the level of work that is involved, and for us it's quality over quantity. My colleague is going to share the payment link in the chat, so you get to secure your slot as soon as you can. Okay, so for us, it's quality over quantity, because I am here telling you that we are going to assure you of 3 interviews. 3 interviews means that we are applying to at least 200 jobs. That's why we take 15 people, because we made a promise and we need to fulfill it. Okay, so securing your slots means that you are coming on board with us and we owe you 3 interviews. That's literally what it means, right? All right, so now I am going to show you guys some of the people we have on people that have gone through our program and have actually gotten results. So it's not just me coming here telling you things that have never happened. No. So and there is a very, her case is actually pretty interesting, because she was in Tenalytics and she came on board with us because she needed to land a job. She came on board with us, she went for a master's, and now she didn't have time to be applying to all of these jobs. She needed some help. So she finished the data science program with Tenalytics and she subscribed for Talent Loop in January. We secured multiple interviews for her and also prepared her for our interview. And she landed a job as a data scientist in April. So you can see that we are actually delivering, right? She secured this job just after 2 months of working with us. That's just one person. I'm going to show you more people.
Hello, Victory. Can you see us? Can't really hear you again.
Yeah, I think Victory went off the call. There was an issue with her network. It should be coming up very soon.
Hey, all right. Okay, thank you very much. So we're just going to exercise patience. I think what Victory is trying to say here is for any join the program. Okay, I think our network is out. So just exercise a little bit of patience in the next 2 minutes while she tries to join it again, and we'll continue the session. So please, if you have questions, you can drop it in the chat, or you can ask them one to one. You might want to unmute the mic and also ask us certain questions, and we'll be here to provide clarity for every questions that we have. All right. Yeah, thank you. So while we wait for Victory, so if you have any questions in regards to how this the product gets to help us, how Talent Loop helps people get jobs, right? And one thing you need to know that it's 100% guarantee. There is actually no how will I call it now? Everything is guaranteed and it is real. And the interesting thing is because we have 100% delivery rates, and this is the reason. All right, we do not let go of you. All right, even after 8 months of the program, which means that even after 8 months, we are not able to achieve our own part of the bargain. You will still be within our care. All right, our aim is to achieve at least 3 interviews for you, which means you can always get more than 3 interviews. All right, so if you come into take any of the package, either premium, either comprehensive, that has to do with job interview preps, you get interviewed for those interviews. And when you're interviewed for those when you get interviewed for when you get prepped rather for those interviews rather, yeah, you go try to ace those interviews, and you don't get those jobs at the end of the day. For any other interview you get, we would walk you through at least 3, and that's the goal for us. So it's 100% guarantee. The rate at which people get these interviews are fantastic, and we work with your plan, all right, with whatever needs that you currently have. And that's one thing that also helps us to have. We don't just go ahead to apply to any kind of jobs. We work with your plan. You tell us what kind of jobs you want to be applied for on your behalf. Okay, so I'll try to share my screen for a while so I can then walk us through the other aspects before Victory comes on board. Just give me 1 minute so why I try to pull up my slides. Okay, but please, if you have any questions, feel free to send them in the chat, or you might want to unmute and ask those questions, and I'll provide clarity to all of our questions. All right, so just give me 2 minutes so I can pull up my screen. Okay, I think you're back, Victory. All right, okay.
Apologies. I do not know what happened. I just got off the session. So apologies, yes. I was in the middle of showing you guys another testimonial of someone that actually went through the program and secured a slot. So we have Yetunde. She subscribed for Talent Loop in March, and we secured multiple interviews for her, prepped her for interviews, and she landed a job as a customer support specialist with LCREX in New York, USA in April. So you could even see the timeline between when she subscribed to us and when she landed a job. So in less than a month, she already landed a job. In less than a month of working with her, she already secured a job, right? We did all the heavy lifting and also prep her for these interviews. So, prepping will just make sure that our efforts don't go to waste at the end of the day, okay? So we have different other professionals that we've also helped to secure these jobs. So I just want you guys to look at the charts by the side. You can see her coming to tell us that she got the job. Now, this is actually a conversation between the specialist that worked with her, and also herself, right? That is literally what happened. Now, this is just me trying to guarantee you that we can replicate the same results for you. We know what works, we know what is expected of you, we understand the process, we understand everything that is involved, and we do just that for you, right? You can hear that I said for you, right? We are applying to these jobs for you. This is also Temi. Temi also, she subscribed on the 1st of February and she landed a job as a project manager in March 2025. It's not, it's 2025, okay? Just after 1 month, right? You could be asking yourself, what are these guys doing? Is it magic? I mean, if you think about it, you've probably spent time applying, maybe even years, and no results. So for us to come here and tell you that we've helped people secure jobs in 2 months, in less than a month, that means we know stuff that you do not know. So why not give us that opportunity to give you the same results? Okay, I could go on and on about all the different people that we've helped secure jobs. All you need to do is to make sure would share these slides with you. You're going to have access to it, so you'll be able to listen to their testimonials and you hear directly from what they had to say in these testimonials. Okay, so all of what I've said, it sounds very, very interesting. I want to break down these different packages so you get to understand what you're signing up for, and then we'll take questions from there. I get to show you every other thing I need to show you, and we'll take questions. Okay, so if you are, you want to come on board with us, we have 3 special packages for you. The first package is the basic package. For this particular package, all we get to do is to optimize your CV, polish your CV for clarity, impact, and also make sure that your CV is ATS compliant. Okay, another thing we do for you for this package is to optimize and make over your LinkedIn profile. I already told you guys how important LinkedIn is. We have so many recruiters on LinkedIn. We have so many founders on LinkedIn. We have people constantly looking for talents on LinkedIn. And every day they go through profiles, right? They go through your profile to see what you've done and if you are a great fit for their business. And the only way you would even pop up in the searches for these people to go through your profile is if you have already optimized it for that. For those of you that know about SEO, you understand what I'm talking about, okay? So we optimize your LinkedIn for this so that you become more visible to recruiters, and we also give you actionable insights and recommendation for your job search. That's what you have for the $50 package, okay? Now that is for the basic package, which costs $50. We also have the premium package. Now, this package consists of everything in the basic, in addition to the fact that we would be applying to jobs for you. I already told you that within the span of 6 to 8 weeks, we guarantee you to have at least 3 interviews. So we would apply to as many jobs as possible, and we also tailor these applications for each of the role that we are applying for you. So that's why we can beat our chest to say that we will be able to guarantee you 3 interviews. Okay, and until you get these interviews, we don't let you rest. Okay, all right. So I already mentioned that in addition to the basic package, we do these applications for you. That means we apply to targeted jobs for you. You get access to CV optimization, CV revamp, LinkedIn optimization too, and finally you have access to the insights I mentioned earlier. Okay, so that is for the premium package, and it's going to cost you just $150 for that particular package. And finally, we have the comprehensive package. So if you want to get access to everything combined, then you'd go for the comprehensive. Okay, in the comprehensive package, you have everything in the premium, everything in the basic package, in addition to the fact that we would prepare you adequately for these interviews. So now I want you guys to see everything from what I've said. I'm telling you that would revamp your CV for you, would optimize your LinkedIn, would give you access to actionable insights. We would also apply to jobs for you, and we are guaranteeing you to have at least 3 interviews. And when you land these interviews, this is all in the comprehensive, right? When you land these interviews, we are also going to prepare you to ace these interviews. So this is everything you get to have for the comprehensive package. Now, I usually like to add the last option. You can do it all by yourself and spend time, effort without results. So this is just me telling you to be strategic, right? The time and effort you would have spent without getting results, why not come on board with people that know exactly what they are doing and people that have actually delivered these results before? Okay, so my colleague has already shared the enrollment, the payments link for those of you that want to be part of the 15 slots that we have available. So you can literally just go through that. I'll show you exactly how you can make payments too. Okay, all right. So in addition to that, I've already mentioned that we have just 15 slots, and trust me, once these slots have been occupied, we're not taking any more people till we have the next batch open. Okay, I've already explained everything involved in the process, so you can see that it's not a one-day thing. Now let's even go back to this. I wanted to be sure, I wanted to clarify a few things here too. For the basic package, the time you're spending with us is just 48 hours. So within 48 hours, we are going to optimize, revamp your CV, optimize your LinkedIn, and provide you with this actionable insights. Then for the premium package and the comprehensive package, you are going to have you're going to spend at least 6 to 8 weeks with this. So between the span of 6 to 8 weeks, we are guaranteeing you to have at least 3 interviews. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that. All right, and before we start taking any more questions, I want to show you guys exactly how you're going to secure your slots for this, how you're going to secure your slots. Okay, so if you click on the link that my colleague has shared in the chat, it's going to take you to this particular platform that's showing on my screen. It's coming up. All right, so let me just present my entire slide in case we get redirected. Okay, all right, so let me just do that. All right, so once you click on that link, it's going to take you to this platform. I hope you guys can see my screen. All right, so you guys can see it. It's going to take you here, and just like I mentioned, you have the comprehensive, you have the premium, and the basic package. So you can see I mentioned that for the comprehensive, you're going to have access to CV review, LinkedIn optimization, would apply to jobs for you and secure you interviews. We guarantee you at least 3 interviews. We've had situations where we had more interviews, and also we prep you for these interviews. Okay, that is for the comprehensive. Then we have the premium package, where you just have CV review, LinkedIn optimization, job applications, where we secure interviews for you, and we guarantee you at least 3 interviews from this particular package. Then we have the basic package, where you only get to spend $50 in order for us to review your CV, optimize your LinkedIn too, and you also have access to some actionable insights to continue your job search. Okay, so once you come here, you tell us which particular package are you going for. Let's say I'm going for the comprehensive package. All you need is to click on it, and it's going to take you to the next platform where you are going to secure your slots for that particular package. So you can see that it's coming up. If you're paying in dollars, you're paying in pounds. Let's just pay in pounds. Or sorry, rather, let's pay in dollars. Let's pay in Canadian dollars. Usually this just it adjusts based on your location. So I want to pay in Canadian dollars. Okay, so you can see that you're securing for the comprehensive package. You just click on subscribe now, and you need to fill out your checkout details. So I'm just going to put something random so we don't spend time on that, and also email and phone number. So you tell us your name, your email address, and your phone number. Okay. All right, so why is okay? You need to put your country code. So let's just put something random. Let's just put something random. So we get to the next page. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to click on proceed. Okay, it's telling me let's use something valid. So we just get to the next page. Okay. All right. Okay. So you can see that you can choose whatever payment method you want to use. You could pay with Google Pay or you use your credit or debit card. So I'm just going to click on the second option. And all you need to do is fill out your payment details. Tell us, you fill out your card number, expiration date, all of this, right? And then you confirm your payment. Now you're making a one-off payment for this particular service, okay? And once you're done making your payment, you are going to be redirected to fill a registration form so that we have your details. And you also have to book for an onboarding call after you've been redirected to fill that registration form. So this is just the process so that you do not miss anything, okay? And once you do that, I've already mentioned everything you're going to get access to for this. We are taking the weight off you. We're doing everything for you. We are ensuring and we're also assuring you that you're going to land at these 3 interviews. So that is literally guaranteed, okay? Now is the time for questions. So if you have any questions for me, all you need to do is to raise your hand. I would also acknowledge you. Then you go ahead to share and ask your question, okay? All right. So if you have any questions up until this point, I would love for you to share your questions. Okay, I think we have some in the chat. Zainab says UK is showing 205 but changes to 246 when you click Y. I'm not, could you unmute? I couldn't really get what you asked there. Could you unmute your mic and let's have a conversation?
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Zainab.
Yeah, I'm saying when it's showing 205 and I think I don't know if it's on sale or something, but when I click and try to pay, it changes to 246
All right, so are you paying what currency are you paying in? Pounds?
pounds.
Yes, so it automatically adjusts to, there's a fixed price, so whatever currency you're paying in, it just adjusts. Do you understand?
Yeah, but
So
it was
it
showing
adjusts.
£205 and then it changed to £246.
All right, so let's look at it together from my end. So I get
Okay.
to. All right, so Abdullah is my colleague. He might want to share something about that. Yeah, you can go ahead, Abdullah.
Yeah, hi, good evening. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. So Zainab, all right, we've come across this same issue you're having, and it's as a result of the tax that is being charged. Okay. Now, if you're in the UK or if you're in the US or Canada, certain locations have different tax that is being charged. All right. I don't know if you get my point. So it is the charge that is being that is being charged on that you're having. Now we don't benefit from that. It's what the government had put on the initial price. So usually it ranges between 50 to 25.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
All right, Zainab. So which of the packages were you trying to secure your slots for?
The comprehensive package.
All right. So Abdullah has already clearly shared what's causing all of that. Hope it's not going to stop you from securing your slots because we have just 15 slots and I wouldn't want you to miss it.
No problem, no problem. It's not going to stop anything. I just wanted to be sure why.
All right. So we are expecting you on board for the May cohort. So that's 1 down out of 15. I'm very excited. I love having sessions like this. Okay. All right. So do we have any other questions? Zainab, do you have any other questions before I go to the next person?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
All right, that works. Okay. So I
Sorry,
can still see. Okay.
sorry. I just wanted to ask. You said 3 interviews. Is it would there be more just in case if the person doesn't get the job after 3 interviews?
Well, we've had situations like that. Okay, so if you do not get the job after 3 interviews, if you're paying for the comprehensive package, right? That means we are prepping you for this interview. So you should already have in mind that you're going into an interview fully prepared. So you shouldn't even be thinking about failing in the first place. Okay, so we are prepping you for those interviews. And unfortunately, if you do not pass those 3 interviews and it's still within the time span that you 6 to 8 weeks with us, we are still going to, go ahead till you're done with your 8 weeks.
So after 8 weeks, that's it. That's the end.
Okay, my colleague, hi Elijah. Yes, after 8 weeks, that's it.
Yeah, I think you explained it right, Victory. So just to
Okay.
also buttress on this, all right. So we want to have something we can also benchmark in terms of our KPI, all right? And that's why we have to peg it to at least 3 interviews. Like you rightly said, you would always get more than those 3 interviews because we apply to as many jobs as possible to ensure that you are able to get many options to choose from. So now, if we do the first interview for you, the second interview, third interview, there's no how. At least you are solidly prepped. You get so you can even go ahead into other various interviews, and you definitely ace them. But our goal is within the first 2-3 interviews, we want you to get and ensure that you're able to land a job, right? And that's why those preps are very, very important to us. Okay, if you get those jobs, it's a win for us. All right. So we they always ensure that you put in your best foot forward during your interviews. I don't know if that answers the question, Zainab. So yes, once it gets to 3, absolutely your subscription gets to expire. All right. Yes, but before it gets to that, we would want to ensure that you're able to secure a substantial and interesting offer. All right, within your stay with us. Does that work for you?
All right. Thank you.
All right.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Elijah, for buttressing on that. Okay, so I believe we've been able to answer Zainab's question. All right, so does any other person have a question, you want to add something, you have something you want to say, you can go ahead, unmute your mic or raise your hand and I'll acknowledge you. So James, your mic is unmuted, so I believe you want to say something.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, my question is, does it apply to a particular set of job or the one that your preferred one? And then 2, what about the geographical location? If I'm staying in the northern part of the country and okay, I said I want something on the northern or in the southern, does it apply or it's just a random application that okay, it involves you moving from your location to another place? And thirdly, in terms of comprehensive package, when you talk about that comprehensive package, you did not explain it very well, because if you are talking of LinkedIn optimization, with the company create a LinkedIn account or your own previous LinkedIn account, they will optimize it. Then 2, you also spoke about email, that who creates the email, how does the email work, and who have access to the email. Then the CV that they will revamp, will the CV be given to you or it will just be on your own possession? Are you the one that will just be using it, or it will be given to the candidate that has paid for the services? Please, can you hear me buttress on it? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. You asked very, very interesting questions. So let's start from your first questions. We are not limited to any particular job. So let's say you're looking to land a job as, let me not be the one to guess. Just tell me, which role are you interested in?
Yeah, for me, I've always been a healthcare assistant. So I need a job under healthcare, probably a NHS, maybe a sponsorship jobs and all those stuff. So will it be applicable for me to tell you, okay, I need application on NHS job in this area or in this geographical area and all those stuff? Or is there any particular kind of job that you specialize on?
Okay, yes. We do not specialize on a particular career path or a particular job, right? So since you are interested in the healthcare industry, you want to land a job as a healthcare assistant, the jobs we are applying for you would be tailored to that particular, to your interest, basically. So we don't have a particular, maybe we don't have a particular industry we focus on or a particular career path. Anyone works, okay, so far as it's what you are looking for. And also, we on your, when you have your onboarding session, you get to speak and you get to talk about, tell us the regions, the geographical regions you want us to apply to, and give us all the necessary details about how you want it. You know, I keep talking about tailored. Everything is specific and it is very, very intentional, okay? From the kind of roles we are applying to the regions, to even the kinds of these jobs that we apply to. And that's where communication really comes in. So you need to also effectively tell us what exactly you want, so we'll be able to meet up to that expectation. Okay, so for that particular question, does that answer it?
Yes, it does.
All right. Now, your second question was about the LinkedIn optimization, if we will be creating like a new account for you. No, we are not creating a new account for you. We are just going to optimize what you have already. Okay, so it's just us revamping and reviewing, optimizing what you have already, from your banner to your headshot to your about section. Everything is going to be optimized for searches. You know that your LinkedIn profile needs to have very, very specific keywords so that when a recruiter searches for that role, it will pop up, right? So we revamp your profile so that it can meet up to all of these standards, right? So that even when you are applying for jobs and they go check you out, they see the same level of professionalism in your social LinkedIn account. So that's literally the essence. And also, recruiters will be able to reach out to you via that particular area. Okay, so we're not creating a new account for you, we're just optimizing what you have already. Does that answer your question?
Yes, please.
Yes. Then for the email, okay, would assist you with that. You create a new account where the only person that's having access to that is just you and the specialist that's going to be assigned to you. So here's how it works. Once you've secured your slots, you make sure that you fill the registration form, the enrollment form, and all of that. Then you are going to book a one-on-one session where we get to onboard you into the talent loop. Okay, and once you've done that, you are going to be assigned to a particular specialist that's going to work with you. So they are the ones that would have access to your email. Okay, they're the ones that would have access because they are going to use that same email account to be applying to these jobs for you. The reason why we can't even use your personal account is so that we don't miss out on some kind of major information. You know, there would be floodings from your personal emails and other random stuff there. So just for us to know that, okay, well, what this is exactly where every information we need is coming from. That's why we just help you to create that specific account. Okay, so it's not going to be anything challenging. It just takes 2-3 steps. Okay, and we would assist you with that. Now, for the CV aspect, you probably, let me just ask you, do you have a CV that you're currently working with, a CV that you usually send out when you're applying for jobs? You have a CV, right?
Yeah, I do.
Now, when you come on board, you are going to, I said earlier that you're going to surrender. You're giving us every little bit of information. So even your previous CV, you give it to us, and you'll also give us the necessary information we need to know in order for us to tailor your jobs for you. Okay, you mentioned region already, and from our conversation, I can already tell that you are more specific about the areas you want to land your job in, and you are also interested in sponsorship roles. So
Yeah.
when you get to have interactions with these specialists, they will be able to listen to what you want and also tailor everything specifically to what you're looking for. Okay, so you're going to have that you're going to have access to them. You're always going to be in communication with them, and you make sure that you are also very open about your expectations so that they would just align immediately. It wouldn't be a situation whereby there's kind of misalignment. You want one thing and they are delivering another thing. You need to clearly communicate exactly what you're looking for. Okay, so it's the CV you have, we are revamping it for you. If it's so bad that we need to create a new CV for you, then yes, we would. Okay, so the essence of everything is to ensure that you get interviews. That's literally our KPI. Okay? Our KPI is that you land these interviews. All right, so that's literally how it works. Have I been able to answer all those questions?
Yeah, but the CV, you have not said whether it will be sent back to us after the revamping. It will be.
Yes, it's your CV. It's your CV. It's going to be sent back to you, right? We are using it to apply for these jobs, and you're also going to have access to it because it belongs to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So, yeah, do you have any other questions? Have I been able to clear up all your questions?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you.
All right. So you're going for the comprehensive, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. So you'd be the second person taken out of the 15 slots. And I'm loving this. Once the 15 slots are up, trust me, we're closing out on this May batch. Okay. So thank you so much, Ijoma, for your time. It's been a very interesting conversation with you too. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So do we have any other person on the call? You have a question? I see Biodun here. I see Joe. You guys have been too quiet. I don't like the energy. You can unmute yourself. Even if you don't have anything to say, just say hi. At least let me hear from you. Okay. So just raise your hand. I'll acknowledge you. I see Fatih on the call. I see Paul. I see CG. Except it's not been an interesting conversation for you. That's why you're quiet. But I want to hear from you guys. You can unmute yourself and speak. Let me check if we have anyone in the chat. All right. Or if you're okay, you can just give me a thumbs up if you're
Hi, good evening.
okay. Hi, CG. How are you doing today? Biodun is good.
I'm very well. Yourself?
All right. I'm okay. So do you have any questions for me?
So far so good. Yeah, I think what you said is pretty much, is here. When I say understandable, I don't know if you get what I mean. Like all what you said, you've explained them pretty well. So for me, I don't have anything, and even if I have anything, maybe I might just reach out, at the end of the session or something. But for now, I'm all good. Yeah, I'm all good.
All right, that works.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you, CG. Okay, so Biodun gave me a thumbs up, so I believe he's good. Fatih, hi Fatih, are you still here with us? Okay, Joel is also good. All right. So thank you all so. Okay, I believe no one has a question. Okay, Fatih's hand is up. Fatih, you can go ahead and ask your question. You're good. Are you shy? Because you rose your hand before you gave me.
Sorry, my hand was raised by mistake. I was actually going to say I'm okay. I'm scheduled to have a call with one of your team members tomorrow, so I'm very okay. Thank you very much.
All right, that's great. Okay, that's great. Thank you all so much for taking out time to come listen to me, taking out time to learn, taking out time to join us today. It's been a very, very interesting conversation for me. It's been a wonderful experience listening to you all and also sharing with you all. So at this point, I believe we can call it a wonderful day. If it's a morning in your city, good morning. If it's an afternoon, good afternoon. If it's a night, good night. Bye, guys.